First off, I use primer on my eye because I've got a crazy lid, and so the second anything goes on without a primer, it creases up in a second. And I'm using Coastal Scents Eye Proxy Primer. It's got a I took my Naughty and Nice palette in the nice side, and first I'm going to use this color at the bottom right here. It's sort of a very pale, gosh, like a very just pale kind of beige color, very light color. Anyways, we're gonna put that, or I'm gonna put that on my brush, and I'm using an E.L.F brush. I think you guys will start to notice in this video and maybe in subsequent videos that I do things on the cheap. So I'm always looking for deals, and I'm using the E.L.F brush, E.L.F professional eyeshadow brush. It was $1. Holla! So there it is. It's a good brush. It's a really good size. I like it. And there was no smell, no fallout, no weird dye or anything when I washed it. It's good. So we're gonna put some color onto the brush, and we're gonna apply it to about, I would say, from the inner corner to 2/3 of your eyelid. Okay, and I have a different inner corner and eyelid than a lot of people. I have what's called an epicanthic fold in the inner corner of my eye. I don't know if you can see, but the top part of my lid goes over the bottom lid, and instead of just meeting, there's like a overlap. And so I've actually found it really hard to figure out what's a good way to apply makeup, and it took a lot of experimentation. You know, I finally figured out something that works for me. So as a consequence, I don't put that sort of inner corner highlight that a lot of people do. It just looks really weird on me because of this fold. You know, I hope you guys can really kind of see it. It just looks weird. So I don't do that. And I also try to not get makeup onto this part of the fold. You know, I try and keep it on my lid and not on this part. But that's me. All eyes are different, and if you want to do your inner corners, then please, by all means, but I just don't because it just looks crazy on me. So here we go. I'm gonna put this, like I said, on the inner corner. We're just gonna pat it on, and out to like the 2/3 of the way of our lid, and let's see. Yeah, that's, I don't know if you can see. And I don't fix as I go along. I pretty much try and fix at the end. So even though this is my bird, you got one of my birds. This is Sneaky. Say hello, Sneaky. Yeah. Okay, so that's good. On basically 2/3 of our eyelid. Alright. And now I'm going to go to the middle color of the Nice palette, which is this kind of a bronzy, coppery color. And I'm going to use the same brush, but I'm going to flip it to the clean side. Okay. I'm going to get some color on there. And here's another thing that I do differently with my eyes that I notice is completely different than what other girls who are doing makeup vids on YouTube do, is I don't do that V. Again, looks crazy on me. I look like an evil character out of like a Disney movie. I can't do the outer V. I do more of a C. And the way I do it is with this brush. See, it's kind of shaped like a C. So what I do is I get the color onto the brush, and then I just I don't really go very much past the outer corner of my eye, maybe just a little bit out. And then I just pat down and just bring it in on the rest of the lid that didn't have color on it. And so like once I have that stencil of like where my outer boundary is, you know, I will paint, or not paint, but like I will color inside of that. So get the copper on, so that's good. So I think you can kind of see the clear mark in between them. Right now, and I'm gonna do the blending later. I just like to do everything all at once, and I like to keep the momentum going, as it were. So I'm gonna do the blending later. So now that I've got it on this outer 1/3, I'm actually going to take another E.L.F. brush, and this is the E.L.F. Defining Eye Brush. And I was actually really disappointed with this brush when I first got it, because I thought it was going to be like a good like eyeliner brush. Like it would be really good for applying like a small tight line around my eyes, but it's not. It's actually really wide. Can you guys see that? And you know, just to compare, I have, this is the only MAC brush I own. I have a MAC 266, which is what you would use to do eyeliner, and I mean, it is just monstrous compared to that. So I was actually kind of disappointed at first, but I found a new purpose for it, and that was for kind of drawing in any kind of lines that weren't super thin like I would want with my eyeliner, but just kind of like a line like on my eyelid. And so I'm gonna use that same coppery color. I'm gonna dip my brush into that, and I just want to kind of create a little bit of okay, sorry for that interruption. I'm having some technical difficulties. So taking that defining eye brush from E.L.F. and dipping it into the copper and just ever so slightly just patting a little bit on, not in the crease, but just below it. Okay, and very lightly. Okay, and hopefully you guys can see there. Sorry about these lighting issues. I'm actually facing a window with lots of light, but yeah, see? Light is not always, it's pink, and if you go to their site, coastalscents.com, you will see it. Anyway, so I'm going to just dip the point into the dark brown, and I'm basically just going to follow that C that we created before. I'm not going to go outside the C. I'm just going to go right along the inside edge, and I'm just going to get some more brown. I'm going to kind of darken up the edge. Staying inside the C. And then I'm going to bring it in just a little bit. Okay. And now we are going to go over, we're going to overlap the copper that we drew over our lid a moment ago. We're going to overlap it a little bit, and we're going to go above the copper as well. So just, oops, that might have been a little much. Hopefully it'll blend out. But so yeah. Got a little too much on. That's okay, 'cause pretty much at the blending stage right now anyways. You can see got a little too much on. It's okay. I'm gonna blend that backwards since I got too much brown on this side. I'm gonna sweep it in the other direction, and doing this will also help kind of blend this dark brown and copper that are around each other. Oh, and I'm using the another